Wow, good afternoon on this lovely day where showers of blessings are falling full and free. I'm your host, Dr. Karen Bethea, and I want to give you a few moments to get in here. I know we just popped on, and so I want to give our regulars time to catch up and lock in. And in the meantime, I just want to say, Father, thank you for this beautiful day, regardless of the rain. I thank you that all of the weather we experience is needed, just like every season of our lives are needed to make us. And so, hallelujah, Father, thank you for the rain. We will not complain, but we will thank you for the rain. Hi, Lakeisha Deloach, how you doing? Amen. I tell you, I really enjoy these Thursday afternoons. You know, as pastors, we have to do a lot of things differently right now. And one of them is making sure that the people that we promise God we will serve, that we are in contact with them. And so a lot of what we do is virtual. I do a lot of one-on-ones and calls and things like that. But this is also a very effective way to reach out and just say hey to some people. So, hey, God bless you. So today I have a different topic, of course. Hi, Rosalind Cromwell Jones. I love you. Of course, I have a topic for today. Last week I talked about something different, but this week I want to talk about reset. Somebody just type reset. Type that in your browser. Reset. All right. We want to talk about reset and why it's needed. And so next month, y'all, next month, Sunday begins the month of November. November is the next to the last day, next to the last month, rather, of the year. We are here already. Yep, this year is almost over. And I wonder how many of us have realized our goals or met our goals for this year. I hope you didn't allow Corona to stop you. And even if Corona paused you, I hope you got right back on track and begin to walk out what you know God blessed you with in your life. Life comes at us, and not always as hard as Corona has, but life comes at us. And we cannot afford to stop when life decides to come at us, right? And so goals are important. I want to talk about resetting today. Goals are important because setting goals can help trigger new behaviors. It can cause you to start some new habits. For instance, if I set a goal to eat healthy, then I'm going to develop new eating habits in order to reach that goal. And so setting goals are great because it helps us to trigger new behaviors. It also helps to guide our focus and help us sustain momentum. Now, that's important because you know how sometimes we get excited about things. All of us have had those times where we got really excited. And then when we weren't excited anymore, we also stopped working on what we were doing when we were excited. So you can't go by your feelings. Feelings are very fickle. So when you set a goal, it will help you keep the momentum. In other words, if I set a goal for myself, then even when I'm tired, even when I'm frustrated, when life has gone to the left, I still have that goal in place. And if I have integrity, which means the ability to keep a promise to yourself, then I'm going to keep my promise to myself and I'm going to reach that goal no matter what's happening. Whether I feel good about it, whether I'm still enthused, no matter what, I'm going to keep the promise that I made to myself and I'm going to reach my goal. So goals are highly important. Goals also help you align your focus and promote a sense of self-mastery. No one wants to be in relationship with someone who never keeps their word. The thing we love about God so much is the fact that he doesn't break his promises. He's a covenant keeping God. And when he makes a covenant with you, he does exactly what he says he's going to do. And so we need to follow that example with ourselves. Make a promise to ourselves, set a goal, and keep that goal. It also boosts self-esteem because when you set a goal and you reach it, you will feel so good about yourself. And God knows we all need that. Healthy self-esteem is not just a good idea, it's a necessity because people who feel good about themselves take care of themselves. They make great choices for their lives. They set boundaries and don't allow some things to happen. They teach people how to treat them. And when I talk about healthy self-esteem, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about being arrogant or prideful. An arrogant person trusts in their own ability to take care of themselves, while a confident person makes their boast in the Lord. David said, my soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad that there's such an opportunity. And so people who are confident because they know God has their back. They're confident because they know no weapon formed against them shall prosper. They're confident because they know that they are more than conquerors through him that loved them. They're confident because they know they can do all things through Christ who strengthens them. So confidence and conceit, they're two totally different things. They have a totally different base of operation, totally different paradigm. And so goals help also. When you reach a goal, your confidence level rises and you feel good about the fact that you've made a promise to yourself or to others and you kept it. So that's important. And in the end, you can't manage what you don't measure. And you can't improve upon something that you don't properly manage. I teach my life coaching students that you must manage you. A football team has to be coached. A car has to be driven, and we have to be managed, all of us. And here's the key. If you don't manage yourself, life will manage you. Listen, if you don't allow God and his script for your life to be manifested, there is another script. Life has a script for you. And I promise you, it's not as great as the one God has. So you must manage you. Why are goals great? Because goals guide and align our focus. Goals also help us avoid the shiny object syndrome. You know those little things called distractions. When you have a goal for yourself, then those shiny objects can't pull you off track because you might look at it for a minute and say, that looks good, or that would be a good idea. But then you come to yourself and say, but I have things I have already promised myself that I would do. Goals turn our largest goals into manageable steps. And so when you have a proper goal, you give yourself steps. You don't eat an elephant whole. You don't swallow him down. You take one little bite at a time. And some of you have massive goals that you can accomplish in this life, but you got to break them down into steps. Some of your goals are so big that you have to break them down by year, some of them by month, some of them by week. All right. And goals encourage you to take action. They'll move you from a place of being sedentary and just sitting around and kind of, not motivated and apathetic. Goals will set a fire under you. And goal setting helps you to continually improve. Why live we except to improve? Someone said. And so the month of November, I'm calling it the Great Reset. Somebody say reset. I'm calling it the Great Reset. I'm going to have free workshops live on Facebook. Free. Somebody say free. So I'm going to have free workshops November 3rd. They'll each be on Tuesday evening, but they'll stay up on the page. And so you can come back and take a look at them. They'll be on my incubator public page on Facebook, The Incubator. Look it up. So the month of November, November 3rd, I'm going to talk about resetting your mindset. Why is that important? Because you live out of your mind, think out of your mind, make decisions out of your mind. You live out of your mindset. And so that mindset, you have to be very clear about what dial is your mind on. Is it on struggling all the time? Is it set on being a winner? Is it set on a champion mode? Where's your dial at? Because I'll tell you, wherever your dial is, your life is following. If it's set on, I'm just never going to make it, if it's set there, that's exactly what you're going to have. Mine is set on champion mode. Anything that God says I can be, my dial is set there and I'm going for it because I just believe God. I believe I can have what he says I can have. And I also believe I can be who he says I can be, period. All right. So November 3rd is reset the mindset. November 10th is reset your vision, because how we see life, how we see ourselves, and how we see others is critical to how we will function in this life. If you can't see yourself ever winning and ever having the victory, you probably won't. And that's pretty sad because the victory has already been purchased for you. You were born to win. You were born, the Bible says we're more than conquerors. Really? So if a conqueror wins and I'm more than a conqueror, what does that make me? Victorious is what it makes you. All right. So November 10th, reset your vision. November 17th, reset your relationships. Oh, I just like how that sounds. So relationships are important because life is relational. We were created to have relationship with one another. We were created to have relationship with God. And so relationships are critical. You become like the people you hang around. So we're going to look at who's in your top 5 anyway. Who are the top 5 most influential people impacting you? Because don't think you're just slapping high five and having a cup of tea together. Who you spend time with and fellowship with, some things are taught and other things are caught. Attitudes and perceptions can be caught. If I'm around someone who's a winner and they have a winning mindset, I'm going to catch that from them. They don't have to teach me how to win. I can catch that by just watching their life and listening to how they think. So you can be mentored without ever meeting the person personally. So reset your relationships. That's November 17th. And November 24th, reset your finances. Money is important because money is the world's currency. It's how we provide goods and services for ourselves and others. It's the currency we use to go on vacation, to buy a home, to whatever. Money is the currency. Ecclesiastes 10:19 says, money answereth all things. Now, I don't know if you like talking about money, but I absolutely do, because I need money to reach my goals. Many of them require finances. And so it's not money for the sake of hoarding it up and just saying, oh, I'm rich. No, it's for the sake of vision, because provision always follows vision. So when God blesses you with increase, your money has to have an assignment, else you'll waste it. Now, of course, you're supposed to enjoy some, but you're also supposed to invest some, save some, sow some. So we'll talk about all that. But that's going to be in the entire month of November. I'm calling November the Great Reset. So what does reset mean? It simply means to set again. It means to adjust or fix in a new or different way. You see, because some of the goals we had this year may have to be reset for next year, meaning tweaked or changed. Maybe you halfway met your goal. You are 50% complete on some things. And so now you have to reset it, give it a new date, give it a new deadline, because goals are dreams with deadlines. If you're just dreaming and doesn't have a deadline, that's a hallucination. You don't want to deceive yourself. Don't keep talking about what can be. Be about what can be, which means you're going to have to reset some things. And so mindset is just the established set of attitudes that we have. Attitudes can be positive, they can also be negative. And so we want to take a look at, of course, developing more positive than negative mindsets and developing attitudes and mindsets that will cause us to win. That's what the Bible speaks about in Romans chapter 12, that we would renew our minds, because many of us, before we come to Christ, we're set on losing. We're bent on drama. We don't know anything other than that. And then God brings you into this new life that promises love, peace, joy, blessings. And we've got to adapt. We've got to, I always tell people, get used to winning. Now that I've been walking with the Lord, my mindset is I'm used now to winning. Everything doesn't go exactly like I would like it to, but I promise you 90% of it does. All right. And the other 10% I pray about, make the adjustments, make my resets, and keep it moving. And so sometimes a reset is needed. Listen, because of what used to work doesn't work anymore. Even the body will get used to exercises. If you do the same exercise routine for years, your body will adjust to that. And now you have to reset by coming up with a new routine and a new way of working out your same different areas of the body. So sometimes a reset is needed because what used to work is no longer working. Also, a reset is needed when new information is gained that will improve on the information we already have received. I'm getting ready running around the room on that note. So sometimes a reset is needed. Why? Because now I have new information and I can upgrade the way I've been handling a certain thing, because my new information shows me how to do it better and stronger and wiser. Make sense? My family's been trying to get me to upgrade for years from AOL to Gmail, and OMG, Gmail, I'm like loving it. I'm loving Google Docs and all this stuff. I'm like, man, I should have upgraded long ago. So once I came into the information and understanding of Gmail, AOL is not cutting it for me. And so all across our lives, we have to look at, is it time to reset how I've always done what? So we're going to talk about that. And so whenever there is a reset, here's the exciting part. There will be growth. That's what I love. Why live we except to keep growing? That's a quote from, I believe, Elizabeth Browning. But why are we living except to keep growing? And so when you do a reset, you literally keep challenging yourself to grow, to be stronger, to be wiser, and to be better. And listen, it's not just for you, because somebody's watching your life who needs to see an example of what you're providing. So let me give you just some short-term reset strategies. And then when you come into the incubator box on Facebook, I'm going to be doing free workshops the whole month. And I promise you, you don't want to miss them. All right. And there's no cost to join the incubator group. I do have incubator courses that cost, but to join the group is absolutely free. And I hope you'll do that. So here's some short-term things that can help you reset. Number one, power down for one period of time each day. Turn off all your electronics. Turn off the TV, the phone, anything that beeps, anything with the signal. Cut it off. And just breathe. Sit back somewhere. You know how our parents would say, sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere, breathe, and just pause. Stop. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I'm God. Sometimes you just need to be still. Just stop. Stop everything. Number two, manage your time wasters well. Those marketing phone calls, if you look at the number, you look at the call ID and you know it's a marketer, why would you pick up the phone just to tell them you're not interested? You didn't ask for them to call you. They decided to call you. So be unavailable, because every time you stop, you're giving some of the energy of your day that was for your life assignments to somebody who they're not going to cause you to buy anything anyway. All right. Schedule your social time. I always let people know when I'm available. Like on Fridays, I say, okay, from 3 o'clock on, don't call me because that's Ganny time. That's time I'm in my grandchildren's faces and their parents having dinner, having family time. I don't want to talk to anyone else. That's my family means everything to me outside of God. And so I don't want any interruptions. But you have to let people know your boundaries so they can respect them and so that you can too. On Monday, well, Sunday, I belong to the church my whole life. But Monday, don't call me, don't inbox me, don't text me. Monday is my day to rest, to think, and to hear. All right. Take one extended break on a regular basis. One day of the week, just take an hour to yourself because life is going to pull at you the rest of the time. And then reset with sleep. Make sure you get some sleep. And lastly, work smart, not hard. Staff your weaknesses. My daughter just taught me this past week about Upwork.com, wonderful website where you can hire people at minimal prices to do stuff you're not good at. Why would you spend 12 hours trying to upload your course to Teachable when someone who knows how to do it, you can pay them $50 and they can upload it in an hour? So work smarter, not harder. And until next week, I love you. God bless you. And remember, we win. We got this.